What is up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and today we have a review of Born of Osiris and their new album Angel or Alien via Sumerian Records.
Careful now, you come too close to know the will and way of your only cause.
And hey, if you like to be kept up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. Born of Osiris, depending on who you ask, is a progressive deathcore and metalcore group formed just miles from my hometown in Palatine, Illinois back in the 2000s. My first exposure to the band was with 2009's A Higher Place, but it was fan favorite The Discovery in 2011 that really knocked my socks off with its potent mixture of punishing binary chugs and otherworldly synth atmosphere.
Meaning.
Angel or Alien is their sixth full-length album following 2019's The Simulation. And I don't know about the rest of you, but 2019 feels like a million years ago at this point. The album kicks off with Poster Child, which in the Born of Osiris tradition sets the stage with a great synth intro. It's a pretty typical high-energy song for the band overall, but has a very cool kind of ambient outro with just a touch of sax that is just super chill, which aside from being an interesting addition and a bit of foreshadowing, also acts as kind of a cool down before we get hit with the first big single. White Nile. I am such a sucker for that little 3-strike drum intro that I played at the top of the review. I know that it's been done a million times before, but it's still hype for me every single time. I hear that and I know that shit is going down. It's simple but effective and just one part of an all-around great song. One packed with super groovy, infectious riffs alongside the rhythmic syncopation of the vocals and more fun synth melodies to top it all off. I also super dig the instrumental portion towards the end with Lee and Lee doing their thing as always. Sweeps for days. And if you like this one, there are plenty more bangers where that came from. Oathbreaker, for one, is an absolute riff city with chaotic guitars and punishing vocals. It also has this really killer descending guitar hook that was seemingly designed for me and me alone, as well as warbly, appropriately alien-sounding electronic elements.
You are my Oathbreaker.
So we're half human and half extraterrestrial. We're hybrids.
Likewise, Threat of Your Presence opens with an absolute bruiser of a riff, alternating big booming palm mutes with dizzying picking patterns. It's absolutely relentless in a similar way as Periphery's heaviest tracks, but as always with some great melodic breaks that seem to expand outwards in a glorious shimmering catharsis amidst the ruin. Definitely one of my favorites, although I'm also partial to the appropriately titled Rager In for the Kill, or Crossface with its very within the ruins sounding proggy guitar. Definitely another standout way to open the track, and honestly, this one feels like it could have been right at home on The Discovery, right down to its spacey ending portion. Although I might also say the same of the equally chonky Truth and Denial. Our other big single is the title track Angel or Alien. This one has another great over-the-top intro with the almost club-worthy but also sci-fi flavored synths. Whereas White Nile was the hard-hitting deathcore banger, this is the more catchy sing-along track akin to previous outings like Throw Me in the Jungle and Under the Gun. I know that this is the side of Born of Osiris that some of the older fans absolutely hate, but even as someone who started with these guys all the way back with A Higher Place, I love it. It's nice to get that perfect mixture of heavy and melodic, and the atmosphere of this entire track is just pure bliss, if you ask me. This is also true of following track Waves, which to my knowledge is their first song to incorporate just straight up singing. Like, we've had plenty of that Architectsy Fry scream singing over the years, but here we also get some kind of like Killswitch Engage-esque cleans. The verdict? I'm in. They sound great, they aren't overdone, and they add to the already impressive dynamics of the song. Also, the outro on this one with the layering of the soothing piano with the genty grooves is absolutely delightful. Tack Lost Souls and Love Story onto this list as well, the latter of which was giving me pretty strong Make Them Suffer vibes, but with some very As I Lay Dying guitars in places as well. By the way, that new Make Them Suffer track with Courtney LaPlante guesting is fantastic as always. If I am nitpicking though, I'm not quite as fond of Echo Breather, but I've had songs like this on other albums that have grown on me over time. It's just that this particular singing part feels a little bit too Linkin Park for my taste. But the big surprise on the album is definitely closing track Shadowmourn. This one is led off by more of that big shiny saxophone from the beginning to further complement its overall uplifting vibes. Except this time front and center as a more integral part of the songwriting. Admittedly, this one does get a little sappy with the lyrics, but when the music is this good, I could really care less. Seriously, this one puts me in such a great mood every time it comes on. So taking a step back and looking at the album as a whole, I am really having a great time with this thing. It gave me exactly what I was looking for as a longtime fan, but also with some great little innovations along the way. I will say that it is a little on the long side with 14 songs. I kind of prefer the more concise take of the last few outings. I mean, the Simulation only clocked in at like 26 minutes, but still managed to pack a serious punch. Turning to my scales, I give Angel or Alien a 9 for enjoyability. Honestly, it may evolve into a 10 the more I listen to it, but suffice it to say that this thing is an absolute blast. I give it a 9 for musicianship. From the diversity of stylistic approaches to the more aggressive technical moments, these guys just keep getting better and better. They're really just shy of Periphery in that department, if you ask me. Highly skilled and passionate performers coming through strong on this album from start to finish. And I give it an 8 for innovation. It's important for bands that have been around this long to evolve over time to keep things fresh, and on that, this album definitely delivers. So we're looking at an 8.7 overall and a very strong B+ for Born of Osiris and Angel or Alien. Get it once more via Sumerian Records, but don't go anywhere. Be sure to check out my Born of Osiris tier list, my best deathcore and metalcore album lists of 2021 so far, and just stick around in general. I got plenty more videos for you to enjoy, more album reviews of new releases, interviews with bands on podcasts, other tier lists, you name it, we've got it, so plenty of reasons to subscribe if you have not already. You can also chat with me and a few other metal content creators on the Discord and support me on Patreon for early access to content. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.